Greetings to everyone. My name is Papiya, and in my last video where I have explained on how to write effective resumes for junior to mid-level and then senior or executive level job aspirants. The link of both the videos I shall mention in the description box below this video for your reference. Do watch it and give it a like and share if you like it. And please do not forget to hit the subscribe button for free and press the bell icon after you subscribe so that you can get automatic notifications of my upcoming videos. So, after the job applicant's resume passes the resume screening process, the job interviews are usually the next major step in the pre employment screening process. So, in this video, let's understand how to nail a job interview or how to be successful in a job interview process, which is one of the most critical and important step to get selected and finally get an offer from an organization. So, let's understand what's a job interview. A job interview is an interview consisting of a conversation between a job applicant and a representative of an employer, which is conducted to assess whether the applicant should be hired. So, in this video, I shall take you through the interview process, which I have divided into two types, that is, first, the pre interview preparation, that is, the steps you should take before the actual interview. Second, job interview tips, that is, the best strategies which you should follow during the actual interview process. These are the best interview tips which I know, which I am sharing from my real life experience as a recruiter myself for over 14 years now. After going through the video, in the end, you will know how to present yourself better than the competitor and pass a job interview majority of the time. My only suggestion to you is please go through the entire video in length because there's two steps which I mentioned, that is the pre-interview preparation and the actual job interview. Both are equally important to finally get selected because both are interlinked to each other. The steps which you follow during the pre interview preparation, you need to actually implement during the actual interview to get success. So, let's get started with part 1, that is the job interview preparation. Here are the basic interview preparation steps to remember. So, as soon as you get an interview invite, call, or a mail from the employer, the first and foremost thing which you need to do is research the company. Be sure about the company you are getting interviewed for. LinkedIn, company website, social media, competitors' reviews are some of the ways wherein you can research about the company. Try to get as much information about the company and know what kind of business they do, their annual turnover, their stability factor, etc. You are not expected to have full knowledge about the company's background. However, knowing nothing reflects your lack of inquisitiveness, interest for the organization you are applying for, and of course, it shows that you are not fully prepared to take up the interviews. Remember, talent doesn't matter at this point of time. You will get hired only if they think that you are systematic, meticulous, and prepared in your approach. All of this research can be done on a company's website or on Google. To learn more about the latest news about the company, try typing the company's name plus the word news into your search bar. Next, The most commonly asked question by the hiring manager could be, why do you want to work in this organization? So you need to prepare and think of two reasons you are interested in the company for. Use the company's research you have done to a business related reason as to how you will benefit them. It could be a new business model, new client acquisition, or a new partnership, etc. Now, let me take you through my own real time experience. In my previous organization, which was a financial investment company, my prior experience and knowledge dealing with clients having finance as their core business helped me to edge over other candidates who didn't had similar experience. So, going through the company's website prior to attending the interviews helped me in performing better during the interviews and finally get selected. Next, job search. Most of the hiring manager would definitely ask this question as to why you are looking forward for a job change or reason for you searching for a job. So you need to think of an explanation for why you are searching a job. Companies will often choose someone who may be less talented, however, high on motivational factor and is a go getter. I have seen it firsthand. So, don't lose out on a job to somebody with less skill than you. Prepare some legitimate reasons as to why you want to make a move. Remember, without talking negative about your current employer because it really leaves a negative impression when you give the interview. So, here are some of the examples to present yourself, like you have accomplished in your current role and you are ready to take up a new challenge. Second can be your company's direction has shifted and you feel it's time to join a new organization. Or you are interested in different types of products or services, or you are looking forward for a larger organization. You can get more specific based on your situation or experience. These are generic ideas which I have given. If you do a good job with this, you can beat out applicants that have more experience than yourself because they may not use these strategies most likely. Next, best response to the interviewer's question, as in walk me through your resume, because this is the most commonly asked question. So you should get familiar with your resume. Now, this is one of the most important interview preparation tips and one of the easiest things to do. Glance over your resume if you didn't have glanced your resume. Do have a look for a while. Be ready to explain past job changes in a positive light. Also, think of a couple of challenges and accomplishments in your last one or two positions. Believe me, interviewers simply love specific examples of accomplishments. Now, let's come to the main part, that is part 2, that is the actual interview or the essential interview tips which you should follow during the interview process. So, if you are mentally prepared yourself with the pre interview preparation, now next step is to how to clear the job interview which is in process. So, the first question can be, tell me about your work experience or describe your work history briefly. Most interviewers will ask you to give a quick walkthrough of your background at the start of the interview. That's why I mentioned reviewing your resume beforehand. It's a commonly overlooked thing, but it's one of the most important thing which you need to do. If you have prepared a good narrative of your career, you can impress them right off the bat. Next, how to answer why do you want to work for this company? Now, you need to explain why you are interested in interviewing with them. After walking them through your resume, you will probably be asked why you are looking to look for a job change or why you are interested in their company in particular. Now, this is where the research you have done pays off. You should already have two specific reasons for wanting to interview with their company. When explaining your reason for job searching in general, you should know how to turn a negative into a positive. For example, if your current company has no room for upward or vertical growth, say that you are looking for a job with more room for upward or vertical growth. If you don't like your co-workers, for example, say you are hoping to find a team that's more collaborative. See the difference. You are saying the same thing without sounding negative at all. The next important question which may be asked is, what are your skills? Now, this is the most important question asked by every interviewer, that is answering the technical question. So, after the basic question, you will get the main crux of the interview, that's the technical, the actual assessment of your skill sets matching their job requirements. Remember, a good interviewer will test your limits, especially if it's a position involving some kind of technical knowledge, and the only way they can find your limits is if they ask you something which you don't know. So, what you do if you face this kind of a situation? All you need to do is stay calm, composed. When you get this kind of a question, here's what you need to do. Try to work your way through the questions as much as you can. Your thought process is often more important than answering questions correctly. So tell them what you are thinking. Ask questions to clarify if needed. Remember, seeming genuine, thoughtful, and honest can go a long way to clear this round. Next, this is something very courteous and soft skill, that whatever questions if you have, ask the right questions, but at the right time. You need to ask your own question towards the end. Should you have any questions related to the listed job or the organization, etc., you should ask in the end. And you should ask a lot of questions if required. The interview has finished their own question, then only you should come up with your own question. Remember, the best job candidates are evaluating a company. They are more research oriented, not just trying to get a job in the first company that wants them, but once a company realizes this, they will treat you like a top notch candidate and will try to sway you to join them. So, some of the smart questions you may ask is to the interviewer can be the organizational hierarchy and your career growth with them, or what is the process for formal performance reviews, how often they are conducted, and how and who contributes to them, etc. Next, always act like you want the job. Now, you have one goal in an interview, that is to convince them that you are the best candidate for the job and get invited for the next round. You should be selling yourself in the interview, not deciding if the job is desirable. If you start using this approach, you will have a big advantage throughout the interview because you will have one single thing to focus on. Next, most important, thank after an interview. Always end the same way you began. After they have asked all of their questions and you have had a chance to ask yours, always thank the interviewer and tell them that you are excited about what you have heard so far and you are looking forward to hearing back from them. Last but not the least, don't ask for feedback on the spot. This is a common mistake some of the job applicant might do, but please do not do ever. It really leaves a negative impression. You need to think from the interviewer's standpoint because since they have just finished interviewing you, give them time to think. The same way you need time to think and decide whether you are interested. Instead of asking them upfront about your interview feedback, you can say, if you need any more information from me or have any questions later, don't hesitate to contact me. This is ending on a positive note. Now comes the conclusion. If you have followed these interview tips, you are in a great shape to pass your next interview and get the job offer. Don't forget, motivation, interest, and how you explain yourself and the reason you are interviewing are just as important as your actual resume or skill set. Going through this video won't change your professional skills, but it can change something far more powerful and can beat someone with more experience and more impressive resume because job interviewing is a separate skill that you have spent time mastering. In the end, if you have got any question or comment or some of these strategies which you think can work best for you, leave a comment below and let me know. I would feel grateful to answer any of your queries or comment. In the end, if you need any assistance or professional help related to career or training, please feel to write me at papya.paul@gmail.com or else you can follow me at Instagram. My Instagram ID is papya.paul.14. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share at my YouTube channel by the name of Papiya Vlogs. In the end, do subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is for free, and stay tuned for my upcoming informative videos. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.